Why modern women test men before they love them. A lot of men think women fall in love first, then start testing later. Wrong. Many women test first and love later. That's why some men feel confused in relationships. At first, she seems interested. She texts fast, laughs at your jokes, acts affectionate. Then suddenly, she becomes cold, distant, difficult, unpredictable, and most men panic. But what they don't realize is this: some women are not pulling away because they lost attraction. They are watching your reaction. They want to see how emotionally stable you really are. Because words mean nothing to women after enough disappointment. Every woman has heard promises before. I'll never hurt you. I'm different. You can trust me. Anybody can say that. But pressure exposes reality. That's why many women test men emotionally without directly admitting it. She may cancel plans last minute, not because she's busy, but because she wants to see if you become emotional. She may stop replying quickly, not because she forgot you, but because she wants to see if your entire mood depends on her attention. She may disagree with you aggressively, not because she hates you, but because she wants to see if you can stand your ground without losing control. And most men fail these tests immediately. The average man becomes desperate the moment a woman changes energy. He double texts, over explains himself, begs for reassurance, starts spending more money trying to win her back. A man will spend $400 on dinners trying to fix a problem that actually started because he lacked emotional control. And ironically, the harder he tries to keep her, the weaker he looks. Women notice emotional weakness faster than men realize, because women pay attention to behavior under pressure. Anybody can act confident when things are easy, but confidence during uncertainty is rare. That's why calm men stand out. A woman may argue with 10 different men, but the man who stays composed instantly separates himself from the crowd, because emotional discipline feels masculine. Now, this doesn't mean women enjoy hurting men. Some do, but many women are simply trying to protect themselves from future disappointment, especially modern women who have seen manipulation, cheating, fake confidence, and empty promises repeatedly. So they watch actions carefully. A woman may ask herself, what happens when he doesn't get his way? What happens when I disagree with him? What happens when life becomes stressful? Can he still lead himself emotionally? Or does he collapse? That matters more than men think, because relationships are pressure. Real relationships involve stress, bills, sacrifices, unexpected problems. A woman does not want to feel like she's dating a man who breaks emotionally every time life becomes difficult. That's why emotional consistency creates attraction. A man making $2,000 a month with confidence and discipline will often appear more attractive than a man making $20,000 who constantly seeks validation. Because security is not just financial, it's emotional. And emotional chaos exhausts women. A lot of men believe women only care about money, but many women actually care about how a man handles pressure around money. A broke man who stays focused, ambitious, and composed often earns more respect than a rich man acting insecure and possessive. Because mindset always leaks into behavior, and behavior determines relationship quality. This is why some women lose attraction after getting into relationships. The man changes. Before the relationship, he was focused, driven, disciplined. After the relationship, he becomes emotionally dependent. Now his happiness depends entirely on her mood. That pressure pushes women away. Nobody wants to become responsible for another adult's identity, and many men accidentally place that burden on women. They stop building themselves, stop chasing goals, stop improving financially, stop maintaining standards, then wonder why attraction disappears. Attraction dies when self-respect disappears. A woman wants to feel like she's with a man who has direction beyond the relationship itself. A man with purpose moves differently. He doesn't beg for attention because his life already has meaning. He doesn't panic over silence because he has priorities. He doesn't spend his last $150 trying to impress people who barely value him. And women notice that restraint immediately. Scarcity creates value. Men who constantly seek approval become predictable. But men with standards become memorable. That's why boundaries matter. A woman may unconsciously test whether your standards are real. Can you say no? Can you walk away? Can you remain respectful without becoming weak? Most men cannot. Most men tolerate disrespect because they fear losing access to beauty, affection, or intimacy, and fear destroys leverage. The man afraid to lose her often loses himself first. That's why emotionally grounded men appear rare today, especially in a world where many men are addicted to female validation. Social media made it worse. Now some men measure their self-worth through replies, likes, attention, and approval from women who may not even genuinely care about them. That creates emotional dependency, and dependency kills attraction. A woman wants to feel chosen, not needed for survival. There's a difference. Healthy attraction happens when two complete people come together, not when one person becomes emotionally addicted to the other. That's why self-control matters so much. A man who controls his emotions controls his decisions. A man who controls his decisions controls his future. And women trust men who can control themselves, not men who react emotionally to every inconvenience. Because emotional reactions create instability, and instability creates fear. This is why many women secretly admire disciplined men. Men who stay calm, men who stay focused, men who stay productive even during difficult seasons. A man working quietly toward a $100,000 goal often becomes more attractive than a man loudly trying to impress everybody with temporary attention, because discipline signals long-term strength, and long-term strength feels safe. At the end of the day, women are not just looking at what a man says, they're looking at how he responds to discomfort. That response reveals everything. So, if you're a man listening to this, stop trying to pass every test through money, gifts, and constant reassurance. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is remain calm, focused, and self-respecting under pressure, because your emotional discipline will always speak louder than your promises. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who keeps losing themselves in relationships.